Look, if you're searching for an orthopedic bed for your senior dog right now, do not buy the first soft bed you see that just happens to have the word orthopedic slapped on the label. The biggest market trap out there today is cheap egg crate foam hidden under a thick, really impressive-looking bolster. In this explainer, we are going to rank the top 5 beds on the market, but here is a quick spoiler for you. Only one bed on this entire list actually has product-specific clinical data from a university study. Okay, let's dive straight in and score the gear before you spend.
So here's an absolutely crucial point you need to understand. Soft is not the same thing as supportive. If your dog's hips are sinking down until they practically touch the floor, that bed is actively making it harder for them to stand up. It is a complete waste of your money. What you actually need is firm pressure relief. Easy entry, stable footing, and most importantly, a foam that absolutely will not collapse under your dog's specific weight. Now, before we even get to our number 5 pick, there are 3 non-negotiable checks you need to perform before buying literally any bed. First, measure your dog while they are fully stretched out, from the tip of their nose to the base of their tail, and then add at least 6 inches. You need a sleep surface large enough to keep their hips, elbows, and paws fully on the bed. Second, press firmly on the mattress exactly where the hips will rest. If you can easily feel the floor through the material, that foam is simply too weak. And third, if your senior dog has any accidents, you absolutely must get a waterproof inner liner. Keep in mind, a water-resistant fabric top is not the same thing at all.
Okay, coming in at number 5 is the Bedsure Orthopedic Bolster Dog Sofa Bed, which is our best budget pick. Bedsure really gets the fundamentals right here at a very low price point. The 4-sided sofa shape gives your dog several different places to rest their head and neck, and the lowered front entrance significantly reduces the step required to actually get onto the sleep surface. It also features a non-skid base, and that really matters on tile or hardwood floors because a sliding bed can easily turn a weak rear leg into a dangerous fall.
Let's crack it open and look inside. You get high-density egg crate foam. That textured shape definitely spreads weight better and moves more air than basic polyfill. But this is exactly where the word orthopedic can kind of oversell the product. You see, egg crate foam has less material under each peak than a solid slab would. So a lightweight senior dog with just mild stiffness, they'll be perfectly comfortable on it. However, a heavy dog with advanced arthritis will compress it way too far and completely lose the actual support you bought the bed for in the first place.
Let's look at the pet scorecard for Bedsure. For fit and comfort, it scores an 8.6 out of 10. That low entrance is extremely senior-friendly, but the base is really only optimal for light to moderately heavy dogs. Durability is a 6.8. Honestly, that is highly respectable for the price, but the foam and the plush cover will definitely be your first wear points. Safety and practical rest earns an 8.8, thanks to certified materials and that solid non-skid bottom. Ease of use gets an 8.7 because the washable cover and liquid protection solve common cleanup issues beautifully. Value for money is an impressive 9.4. All of that brings the final letter grade to a B. It delivers excellent accessibility and cleanup for the money, but just keep in mind that egg crate foam is simply not the long-term answer for a heavy senior with serious joint pain.
Moving right along to number 4, we have the Furhaven Ultra Plush Luxe Lounger in the memory foam version. This is hands down the best contour bed for a dog that struggles to step over raised bolsters. Now, our next bed improves access even further, but this Furhaven model has a bit of a hidden weakness if bladder control is already an issue for your pet.
The design advantage here is crystal clear. The Luxe Lounger uses a sculpted, open mattress instead of a boxed-in sofa. This means your dog can walk right onto it from any side without having to lift their leg over a raised rail. The center is naturally lower, while the sloped ends support the neck and back without trapping their body inside a narrow little sleeping area. That specific shape works incredibly well if your dog changes position slowly or if they just need extra room to circle and turn around before finally lying down.
But here is the major limitation you absolutely need to be aware of. While the memory foam version contours wonderfully to their body, the entire foam core is not automatically sealed inside a fully waterproof liner. Memory foam is highly absorbent. So if your dog is incontinent, a simple urine accident turns into a really difficult deep cleaning job. If you buy this bed, adding a correctly sized waterproof encasement is absolutely mandatory. Don't skip it.
Checking the pet scorecard for Furhaven. Fit and comfort is a stellar 9.1 out of 10, all due to that open step-on shape. Durability sits at 7.0. Plush fabric and exposed edges are definitely vulnerable to digging. Safety is an 8.5 with certified foam and obstruction-free entry. Ease of use drops down to a 7.6, and that's entirely because of that unprotected memory foam. Value for money is a solid 8.8. The final letter grade is a B. The contour design is excellent for limited mobility, for sure, but it gets penalized for incomplete accident protection and a fairly light-duty cover.
All right, hitting number 3, we are trading plush comfort for some serious armor. This is the Canine Ballistics Tough Ripstop Rectangle Orthopedic Dog Bed. And let me tell you, it is the absolute best choice for a senior dog that digs, scratches, or even occasionally mouths their bed before settling down. Let's see exactly how this builds its defense. The outer cover uses dense 1200 denier Ripstop ballistic polyester, plus there is an added mattress liner for extra protection. Underneath all that serious armor is a single, firm sheet of CertaPure US polyurethane foam made entirely without glue between layers. That solid foam gives the hips and spine a really consistent platform. Plus, the company backs this mattress with a 10-year won't-flatten warranty.
A quick but very important warning here. Do not confuse tough with chew-proof. The company specifically states that persistent or aggressive chewing can defeat the cover, especially right at the corners. The trade-off for all this armor is the surface feel. Ballistic fabric is noticeably firmer, it's much less cuddly, and honestly, it can sound a bit louder when your dog is moving around on it. Breaking down the pet scorecard for K9 Ballistics. Fit and comfort sits at an 8.4. Durability is a massive 9.7 out of 10 because of the ripstop construction and that incredibly long foam warranty. Safety is 9.1. Ease of use is 8.3. Taking off a really snug cover on a dense mattress definitely takes some effort. Value for money is 7.9, as the premium price tag is really only justified if your dog routinely ruins ordinary covers. It earns a final letter grade of A because it successfully combines genuine solid foam support with the toughest practical cover in this ranking.
But hey, durability alone doesn't win the whole scorecard. Number 2 is the PetFusion Ultimate Dog Bed. This is simply the best all-around value because it beautifully balances joint support, accident protection, and daily usability for most senior dogs out there.
It's a truly complete package because the large and extra-large versions use a 4-inch solid memory foam base, which gives your dog a continuous pressure-relieving surface. It has 3 raised bolsters for head support, an open front for easier entry, and underneath the breathable twill cover is an included waterproof liner. It solves pressure, access, and hygiene all at once. The only real limitation? Well, 4 inches of foam just might not be quite enough for an 80-pound dog with advanced arthritis.
The Pet Scorecard for PetFusion really reflects this perfect balance. For fit and comfort, safety and practical risk, and ease of use, this bed pulls an impressive 9.2 across the board, largely thanks to the perfect 2-layer system of a washable cover and that waterproof inner liner. Durability holds strong at an 8.4. Value for money is a 9.3. It easily secures a final letter grade of A because it solves support, access, and everyday comfort in one complete package at a very defensible price point.
And now here we are at our number 1 pick. This is the Big Barker 7-inch Headrest Orthopedic Dog Bed. It is the best overall orthopedic bed for a large senior dog, and it earns this top position with something literally no other bed here can match. It features a full 7 inches of 3-layer foam specifically engineered to prevent a heavy body from bottoming out and hitting the floor. But this is the real game changer. The most compelling piece of evidence for this ranking is a pilot study from the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine. 40 dogs weighing at least 70 pounds, all with arthritis, used this exact bed. The clinical outcomes showed a 21.6% reduction in pain severity, a 17.6% improvement in joint function, and a 12.5% reduction in joint stiffness. I mean, that is category-leading, product-specific clinical evidence.
However, you gotta pay close attention to the sizing. This bed is physically oversized. It is sized explicitly for dogs 50 pounds all the way into giant breed territory. While the support is completely benchmark setting, it is totally unjustified and frankly, way too large for small senior dogs. Let's reveal the final pet scorecard. For Big Barker, fit and comfort is a 9.4 for dogs over 50 pounds. Durability sets the absolute benchmark at 9.8 with a 10-year no-flatten warranty. Safety is 9.3. Ease of use is 8.3, mainly because, honestly, wrestling the cover around a giant 7-inch mattress takes real effort, and their waterproof liner costs extra. Value for money is 8.7. It earns our only final letter grade of A+. It pairs the deepest, proven support with incredible clinical evidence.
Now, before we wrap up, we need to set a firm medical boundary here. A good bed can drastically reduce pressure and improve your dog's rest, but it cannot diagnose or reverse arthritis. If your dog is limping, struggling to rise, or suddenly avoiding the stairs, this bed must be part of a veterinary treatment plan, not a substitute for one. Always consult your vet.
So, what is the final verdict? Here is your decisive action plan. If your senior dog weighs 50 pounds or more, buy the Big Barker 7/8 headrest and add the waterproof liner. It is the clear winner for serious long-term joint support. If your dog weighs under 50 pounds, buy the correctly sized PetFusion Ultimate. Its open entry and included liner make it the perfect size correct choice. And limit the Bedsure model only to light dogs with mild stiffness.
Knowing exactly what your pet needs based on hard evidence and structural support will save you from wasting money on clever marketing. Subscribe to Pet Scorecard before you buy your next piece of pet gear so you can score the gear before you spend. Ask yourself, are you just buying a soft place for your dog to sleep, or are you actively investing in their long-term mobility? Make the choice that counts. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we will see you